Hey y'all, Luna popping in on this last day of Lupus Awareness Month. I hope you had a wonderful day. Now, we all know that just because it is May 31st, the end of Lupus Awareness Month, does not mean lupus magically disappears. There is no cure. And until there is a cure, my advocacy will continue, and the advocacy of many other lupus warriors that I am connected with and not connected with shall continue. Now, to clear up any misconceptions, because there's always some person that wants to slide in my DMs or post on my page that if you do this, you read this book and you can be cured from. No, you can't. There is no cure for lupus. You can go into remission, but there is no cure. Flares can be triggered by stress. So one thing we have to be careful is our stress level, our tolerance of the bullshit. It can be detrimentally harmful to us to get worked up, stressed out, and all that nonsense. So being mindful of our stress levels is very important. What we eat is very important. Taking our medications on a regular basis is very important. Now, I know there's plenty of people who don't agree with it and prefer the natural, homeopathic, holistic approach, and that's fine. Do you? But what we should never do is impose our beliefs upon someone else. That can be very, very dangerous. I was taking chemotherapy for my first infusions. I got in chemotherapy. Did I say that right? Chemotherapy. Rituxan is chemotherapy. I was on Rituxan for maybe a year, a little more than a year, before I relocated. So I fell out of contact, was out of whack for a while. But I had gone into remission. And my new rheumatologist did not want me to be on Rituxan because Rituxan is a very, very harsh medication. Very harsh. And it should only, according to my rheumatologist, it should only be used when you are in an active flare. I haven't been in an active flare, thank the universe, for a few years now. Do I have flare ups? Absolutely, I do. But I haven't been in a long term flare for a few years now. One thing I need everyone to understand is that the Rituxan, the Benlysta, the auto injectors, all that stuff, we will be on that for the rest of our lives until there is a cure. When I was taking chemotherapy, I thought the most insensitive thing for them to do was to set me in a space where I was right by the bell that people rung when they completed their chemotherapy. Why? Because we will not ever be able to ring that bell. We will be on these infusions for the rest of our lives. So ringing the bell it was insensitive. It was a reminder that this will never be you. And there were some people who refused to ring the bell because they understood that some of us, this is a lifetime thing. Those of us who have lupus specifically, our immune system is overactive. I equate it to a civil war within our bodies where we are fighting against one another instead of fighting the enemy, the invaders, the colds, the bacteria, the fungus, and all that stuff. So when we do get infections, colds. It's so severe because our immune system has been suppressed because it's overactive. So when we are infected with anything negative, our bodies just don't recognize it as a threat. That pretty much is what lupus is and how it works. Now, please, 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 please fact check everything anyone says to you, including me. I'm still learning as well. I'm not a doctor, I'm a patient. I study, I learn, I understand about how this disease works because I want to beat it. I want to live the best possible life. And this has come up a lot, guys. One of the best things that you can do is change your diet. Now, I'm going to do a video about my specific diet changes, and maybe it will resonate with you, maybe it won't. But someone asked me to share it, and I think it's a good thing to do, and I am going to do it. But again, there is no cure. Lupus is the great imitator. It mimics a lot of different things. I've had 6 TIAs, minimum of 6 TIAs, mini strokes. But upon examination with a stroke specialist, I've never had a stroke. It's the lupus attacking my central nervous system, imitating a stroke. So we have to be careful about that. We have to learn these diagnoses. These doctors, some of them are really good, some of them are trash. And you have to be your own best advocate to live your best life, right? So, again, last day of Lupus Awareness Month, not going to be the last day that I provide lupus awareness. Please feel free to ask me any questions. Always, again, fact check everything. I'm human, I'm fallible, I make mistakes, but I know what works for me and I know what's harmful for me. And we might not have the same struggles. Every person with lupus is unique. There are not two exact cases of lupus, and that's another reason why it's so very difficult to diagnose lupus. Did you know it takes on average 6 years to be diagnosed with lupus? I had symptoms for a very long time before I was diagnosed. But once I had my very first flare, it was 6, 7 months until I was diagnosed, which was very, very quick. So, know lupus, KNOW, know lupus, know your body, know your triggers, know what works for you. And that comes from, for me anyway, it came from journaling every single day. The temperature, the humidity, the dew point, the pressure, the barometer, everything. That is how I learned that moisture, humidity, and a high dew point affected my joints tremendously. I was only able to discover that by journaling. I recommend it for everybody, y'all. I'm going to cut this now, but if you have any questions, always, always feel free to DM me questions. Questions about certain topics. Nothing personal, inappropriate. When I say personal, nothing inappropriate. Because I will so block you so fast. Please just be respectful, is all that I ask. I'm here to be of service and to help you live a better life. Luna out.